Welcome to AI Edu VISTA. Today we are going to know something very insane in AI field that is MoltBot. It's the future of AI agent which work like your personal assistant, just like Jarvis.
You know, every so often, a project just drops in the tech world that feels like a lightning strike. In early 2026, that project was an open-source AI called MoltBot, and it didn't just get some buzz, it went completely viral, capturing the imagination of developers, tech nerds, pretty much everyone. So yeah, let's dive in and see what all the hype is really about. Just to give you an idea of how fast this thing exploded, get this number, 9,000. That's how many stars the project got on GitHub in one single day back in mid-January. For any open source project, that is absolutely meteoric. It was a massive signal that something really special was happening here. And this is what the community almost immediately started calling it. Not just another chatbot, but Jarvis on your hard drive. I mean, what a powerful comparison, right? It instantly makes you think of this super integrated, all-knowing, and incredibly capable personal AI assistant. And that is the vision that got everybody so excited. So, how in the world did a pretty niche developer tool become this full-blown tech phenomenon? Let's actually break down how this whole craze unfolded, because MoltBot's rise wasn't just about the code. It was a genuine cultural moment in the tech community.
The hype wasn't just some online chatter either. It had real, tangible consequences. I mean, you had major figures like Andrej Karpathy, the former head of AI at Tesla, giving it a shout-out. Platforms like X and Discord were just buzzing. You couldn't get away from the discussions. And here's the wild part. It actually caused a noticeable spike in Mac Mini sales, as people rushed out to buy dedicated hardware just to run their new AI. That's when you know something is a really big deal.
Okay, so let's get past the hype. What is the actual promise of MoltBot? What makes it so revolutionary? Well, it's not about answering your questions. It's about being a proactive partner, or as some people have started calling it, a genuine digital employee.
So at its heart, MoltBot is an AI assistant that you run yourself. It lives on your own machine, a Mac, a Windows PC, a Linux server, whatever you've got, and here is the absolute key. It's designed to execute tasks. It basically has hands. It can operate your computer, browse the web for you, and manage your files.
This user quote just nails it. Think about it. If you ask ChatGPT for advice on how to cancel a meeting, it'll write you a nice email. If you ask MoltBot, it can go into your calendar and actually cancel the meeting for you. That right there is the game-changing difference. And this breaks down the 5 pillars of its power beautifully. First, it runs locally, so you're in control. It executes real tasks. It's got persistent memory, so it'll remember conversations and your preferences from weeks ago. It's proactive, so it can send you a morning briefing without you even asking. And, maybe the craziest part, it can evolve. But what happens when you give it a command it just doesn't know how to handle? Well, this is where MoltBot's most impressive, and, let's be honest, most geeky feature comes into play. Self-evolution. Okay, check out this process. If you ask it to do something new, like, hey, convert this video file into a GIF, it recognizes it doesn't know how. So it then autonomously writes the code for a brand new skill, installs that skill into its own system, and then completes your original request. It literally learns on the job. It teaches itself. So here's the crucial point. To do all of these amazing things, to manage your files, execute commands, install new skills, MoltBot needs deep, system-level access. And that single fact is where this incredible promise starts to meet some very, very serious peril. Which brings us to the other side of the coin. With great power comes, well, great responsibility, and in MoltBot's case, some significant risk. The very features that make it so powerful are the same ones that make it potentially dangerous if you're not extremely careful. And the warnings came fast, especially from the security community. This quote from Chad Nelson, a former US security expert, isn't just hyperbole. It's a stark warning about what can happen when you give an AI the keys to your entire digital kingdom. And here are the specific threats. Imagine a hacker sends you an email with hidden instructions. Because MoltBot is reading your emails, it might get tricked into executing those hidden commands, like deleting all your files or sending your private data to the hacker. That's a prompt injection attack. Or it could just be tricked into leaking sensitive files from your hard drive. Because it has full system access, a successful attack could be catastrophic.
The advice from experts is pretty unanimous. Run this thing in a completely isolated environment.
And beyond security, there are financial risks you got to consider. Getting started is cheap. An old computer or a $5 a month server will do it. But the operational costs can be a nasty surprise. ClaudeBot relies on APIs from powerful models like Claude or GPT, and every single action it takes costs money. A single command can set off a chain reaction of API calls, racking up token usage that could easily cost you over $100 a month if you're not watching it closely.
Oh, and for the average user, this thing is not exactly plug and play. As you can see from these common frustrations, the setup is really complex. You have to configure everything yourself. The AI models, the messaging platforms, the skills. It's a lot to juggle, and when things inevitably go wrong, debugging can be a total nightmare, even for seasoned developers.
So, after weighing this incredible promise against some very real perils, what's the final verdict? Is this something you should jump on right away, or is it better to maybe sit this one out? Well, as you can probably guess, the answer really depends on who you are.
This table breaks it down pretty nicely. If you're a developer or a tech-savvy tinkerer who understands the security side of things, wants full control, and has a budget for those API costs, then yeah, ClaudeBot could be an absolute dream come true. But if you're not technical, if you handle sensitive data, or if you just want a simple solution without managing your own server, it's probably best to steer clear, at least for now. But look, regardless of whether you use it personally, you just can't overstate its importance. ClaudeBot isn't just another tool. It really represents a fundamental shift in how we think about and interact with artificial intelligence.
This timeline really puts it all in perspective. Just a few years ago, we had AI that could generate things. Then we got AI that could suggest things, like code. And now, with projects like ClaudeBot, we're stepping into an era where AI can execute actions, all on its own. We're moving from a passive assistant to an active agent.
And all of this leaves us with a huge, crucial question. AI is evolving from a tool we use into a teammate we collaborate with. ClaudeBot is one of the very first examples of this shift, and it forces us all to ask, are we really ready to hand over the keys to our digital kingdom?